gets easier.
We actually never talked about a safe word today again.
Well, guess what? No comments from last video means we're out here on our own.
Right. It's scary.
You guys, I don't know what the problem is, but we got to get more safe words in the chat. You know what I'm saying?
What happened to Wolf at a door or whatever his name was?
Yeah, I mean, I guess he didn't want his plane ticket.
Yeah, literally.
Your loss.
Well, um, so the Oscars are coming up.
Literally, when are they? Are
Actually,
they
I have no idea.
are they this weekend?
No, I think they're not until like April.
What? Okay, well then we're super early. That's
Wait,
not
hold
true.
on.
Yeah, that's not
Uh,
true. Can
okay, yeah, hold on.
you?
Let's see. March 10th.
Okay, that's weird. It's usually in February, I think.
Well, I
Maybe
mean,
because of the strikes and stuff. Who knows?
it's towards it's only like 2 weeks away, 3 weeks away. It's like 2 weeks
Yeah.
away. Yeah.
How
I
you
sound
feeling?
horrible. Yeah, do I sound horrible or what?
No, you sound normal.
What do you mean?
You sound fine.
My allergies are really bad today.
Wow. Mine aren't, so
Like, oh, okay.
can't relate. No,
Right.
my allergies are gonna be terrible in like 2 weeks' time. It's always spring and fall for me.
Well, I have 5 cats and I'm
Wait,
allergic.
well, that'll do it. Yep.
So
Yep.
some days it's bad and some days I wake up fine, you know?
Yeah, whenever I go home now, like there's cats in my hometown. I mean, in, like my parents' house.
Right.
And I just like instantly like dissolve into like tears and runny noses.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what I'm dealing with today.
I guess I just was always allergic, but because I lived with them growing up, like it just didn't bother me. Like I built up a resistance, and as soon as I
Right.
moved, it was like, nope, we're back.
You're lucky.
Yeah.
Well, should we dive in and talk about the Oscars?
We have to. No, I'm just kidding.
Um, well, I didn't, I just like grabbed like the order of like it's listed on the website, the
Yeah,
Academy
yeah. You
website.
you you tell the order. You MC this event.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, um,
By the way, what was your process for putting together these predictions? Are they predictions or are they like what you want to happen or was it like both?
well, I think it's more of like what I want to happen, but my prediction is that Oppenheimer is going to win every award there is, even though I don't want that to happen.
Same. I don't know. I think I'm kind of underwhelmed by the movies this year, and I haven't seen all of them. I haven't seen Zone of Interest.
Right.
I haven't seen Maestro, thank God, and I never will. And I say that as someone who like Bradley Cooper's like my favorite actor, but I'm just
Right.
like
What do you mean
I'm not.
Bradley Cooper is your favorite actor?
I don't have to justify that. He's an amazing actor. Says a guy who's like Emma Stone's usually really bad. Whatever. By the
Right.
way, guess who's gonna win best actress this year?
Well, it's probably going to
Uh,
be um Emma Stone.
yeah. Anyway, we shouldn't get into that yet, but
All right.
yeah. Um, yeah, for me, like I think this is probably a mixture of like what I want to happen, but it's mostly what I predict. And I watched like most of the movies, but I also looked up like Vegas odds, like I looked up betting odds because a few years ago I used to write for a magazine and I predict like every single Oscars category correctly. This was like whatever year La La Land was,
Right.
and that was kind of my method for it was like a fusion, but like mostly just looking at Vegas odds. So maybe a little not creative, but I want to be
Right.
correct.
I mean, you probably are going to be correct.
Should we like keep track of points, and then winner gets a special privilege.
Winner gets to fly out to LA
Yeah, it's a Sierra studio.
like us.
Yeah,
Um,
like loser has to buy the winner a plane ticket.
right. Yeah, sure. I haven't seen everything that is on the list.
Yeah, same. Okay, so I haven't seen Zone of Interest, Maestro, and there's like a third one that I haven't seen, but I can't even remember what it is.
American Fiction has a couple of nominations
Yep,
that I didn't
that's it.
watch
Didn't
it.
see that one.
Yeah. I heard it was really good though.
I heard it's good. Yeah, I
But
almost went to see it.
right. Why didn't you see
And
it?
I didn't because I saw Poor Things instead. I was like at the theater and it was like they were both at the same time.
Yeah, that's probably a better pick, even though I haven't seen that yet either. But I'm
Oh, you
gonna
know
see
what?
it
I
when
haven't seen Killers of the Flower Moon.
right.
I also just completely interrupted you. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
No, Killers of the Flower Moon only has like a couple of nominations anyway.
I kind of think it's one of the more likely to win Best Picture that isn't Oppenheimer.
You think so?
Yeah.
Even though like
Spoilers.
it was like hated by like everyone.
I literally this is the first time I ever heard that. I thought everyone liked it.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I see like a lot of discourse, like negative discourse about it.
I don't know. I feel like it's a lot of people said it's one of his best. I
I
don't
mean,
know.
I agree.
Yeah.
That is one of the ones I watched, but I haven't seen Poor Things, which I looked up and it comes out on February 27th
Okay.
VOD. So I think
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it then.
So you have time to see it before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it lives up to the hype, but you said it didn't fulfill all the
For me,
expectations.
but I'm also like I'm in the minority, right? Like a lot of people that's not the sentiment that the vast majority of people have about it. So
Yeah, true, true. Um, well, um, what? So we have actor in a leading role.
wait. Should we just start with like best picture or you're just gonna go with the website?
Well,
Like you already said, sorry.
I just got them in order of what's listed on this site,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
we can
Okay.
do
So I'm gonna literally shut up and then we we can do your order.
I just screenshotted like the list of that they had it on the website, but even though that's probably not going to be how they present it, I bet.
Yeah. Anyway, best actor.
Yeah. Who do you have Cillian Murphy winning that, right?
By the way, I'm so embarrassed. Is it Cillian or Chillian or Killian? I've heard all three.
Honestly. I'm not even sure.
And also without the E, and I also heard like chillin and killin, which it can't be killin.
Right.
He's like, hey, my name's Killin. Um, yeah, no, he's gonna win.
What about Paul Giamatti?
He's the underdog. He's, I would say, the only other one of the five that are like in contention. Um, if I was into betting, which maybe I will for this year, I think I would actually bet on Paul Giamatti just because if he does win, and there's a pretty good chance, like you'd get a lot more money than if Cillian if
S-
Cillian wins.
Chilean.
Cillian. But at the same time, for Chilean. He has like I don't know, like the Oppenheimer is like the perfect storm of like it was a blockbuster. It got all these like accolades. It got
Yeah.
like it really with Barbie kind of like led the pop culture discussion last year, at least in terms of like movies and like what's popular and stuff. Um, and it's a biopic, and the
Right, right.
Academy notoriously loves biopics. So he like on paper um he's like the clear winner, I think.
Yeah, true. I do agree, but I mean honestly, I feel like it should go to him regardless. Cause like who else would it go to? Like Bradley Cooper, like
I know. I was like, I can't remember who I literally wrote in my notes. I was like, everyone else may as well have not gotten nominated. It's between one of those people, one of those two. I don't even remember who else is nominated. It's not Bradley Cooper. It's Cillian. I'm gonna pronounce it differently every time.
right.
It's Killen. Or maybe it's Paul Giamatti. But yeah, uh, Killian is my official prediction.
Well, I agree. What about actor in a supporting?
Okay, we're gonna stick with Oppenheimer. It's gonna be Robert Downey Jr. My literal only note on that category is in all caps, Ryan Gosling can't win with like a million exclamation points.
Why?
Because why would he? I don't get it. He doesn't deserve it. He played a okay role in an okay movie.
In my opinion, Robert Downey Jr. gave nothing in Oppenheimer.
The people who aren't watching the video are like so confused. That I don't know. I don't know what to say to that.
What do you
Uh,
mean?
just wrong. I don't know. That was like, I mean, I, unlike you, enjoyed the Marvel movies while they were good.
Right.
Robert Downey Jr. was amazing in those movies. And I don't care. I don't care what you say. Oh no, it's a blockbuster. He can't be good. There's no acting in those movies. Wrong. He was amazing in those movies, and he gets under I don't know what the word is. Underestimated because of the nature of the movies. But
Yeah,
he's a
true.
fantastic actor, and obviously, like in Oppenheimer, like this is a serious, meaty role for him. And he crushed it. He was like he when I think about that movie and like everything that was in it, I think like his acting in like the final scene where like he's like dramatically walking toward Albert Einstein and Oppenheimer's like walking away, like that, like
Right.
his facial expression is like what I remember from that movie. So,
Um, I mean, I haven't seen Poor Things yet, but yeah. So out of the ones that I've seen, I guess it would have to be him. But
oh wait, who's is it? Mark Ruffalo from Poor Things?
yeah.
Okay, Mark Ruffalo was really good. He was good. I'd be happy with him winning. Uh,
And
but
Robert De Niro is the other guy, I guess.
yeah, I didn't see that movie, so I have no thoughts. I think both Vegas odds and my personal preference say Robert Downey Jr. So that's my guess. Mark Ruffalo, I'd be happy with though. He was to me the best part of Poor Things.
Well, so you think you already mentioned it. You think Emma Stone is going to win Best Actress in a leading role?
Actually, I'm gonna try to be unpredictable here, and I'm gonna say Lily Gladstone will actually win. I'm wrong. Emma Stone has
Uh,
all the momentum. It's like
Right. She's
it
won like
kind of like
all the other awards at the
yeah, she's
other
won every
awards.
single other one. I don't know. Like maybe it's just because I didn't enjoy the movie as much as I wanted to, but like Emma Stone, like I don't get why this is the role where she wins. You
I
know what I
mean,
mean?
Lily Gladstone was really good in Killers of the Flower Moon.
I just think like this is Lily Gladstone's like breakout role. Like, is this her first role ever?
No, she's been in a couple of things, and she was actually in Reservation Dogs, which I really liked the
Oh,
show.
okay. Well, that's on me for having never heard of her. Or I guess not remembering her. But yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna like definitely not the odds-on favorite, but I'm gonna say Lily Gladstone just because I'd like to see that surprise, and I think her role represents a lot to the Academy and voters, and I think that they'll give her
Yeah.
credit for that.
I feel like they should give it to her because they the way they've treated indigenous people in the past was not too great
Yeah.
from the Academy.
Yep. And that's not to say that Emma Stone's role like won't. like resonate with voters and audiences because like obviously it has.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Lily Gladstone. I would like to see her get the recognition here. Also, like I don't just because this isn't my favorite Emma Stone role. I think it comes down to like subjective preference. Also, just want to say shout out to Sandra Holler or Hewler.
Oh,
Is it? I don't.
right.
I'm gonna mispronounce everyone's name by the way.
Yeah.
Anatomy of a Fall. She was so good in that. Easily deserves her nomination. Nominations. Isn't she also nominated for supporting actress?
Uh, she's not nominated for supporting, but
Okay, but she was in Zone of Interest, right?
yeah,
Yeah. Well,
she was
yeah,
really
no,
good in that.
like amazing year for her.
I'm surprised they did as much as they did for Zone of Interest. I think you would like that movie.
I should watch it. That would be the one that I would watch next out of the ones I haven't seen.
They like did some cool like thermal shots, like with a thermal camera, and then they actually shot like a lot of it like at near Auschwitz, which
Yeah.
is kind of cool.
Is it like I heard that you should watch it in a theater rather than home? Like I heard the production value is really good and the sound design and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
So,
is it's like they open it on like a black screen so you can it's supposed to like tell you to like listen to the movie kind of like listen to the
oh,
surroundings.
yeah, dang it. Okay, I wish I had known that. I think I missed my chance. It was in Philly, like when Poor Things and American
Right.
Fiction was. Maybe it's still playing here. Have to check.
It's a good one.
Yeah,
Um
I'll see it eventually, regardless.
do you think Emily Blunt is going to win actress in a supporting role?
No,
Oh,
uh,
really?
she's not the odds-on favorite. I'll say actually, Davine Joy Randolph. I hope I said that right.
Right.
From The Holdovers is pretty much the odds-on favorite. Which after seeing that movie, I'm really supportive of.
You think she's going to win?
Yeah, I think she like the role that she had, which like no spoilers, but like she plays like a mom who like her son recently died and she's still very much like coping with that. But she's like also like she's an employee at the school where the movie takes place, so she really has to like keep it together and be like a good role model.
Yeah.
And it's such an easy role that you could like overperform I think, and like have your like Oscar winning like meltdown and stuff. And what I was so impressed by is like I was kind of waiting for that, and like she had that moment, but she was so like restrained with it.
Right.
And she wasn't like I felt the pain, I felt her turmoil like internally,
Right.
instead of like externally, which I think maybe an actress of a lower caliber would have gone for external. Does that make
True.
sense?
Yeah, I feel like she did a really good job. I was surprised to even see her in that movie.
Yeah. So all the props to her. I think like I was personally rooting for Emily Blunt before that because she was like the only one that I'd seen, I think. But now I totally see I'm totally rooting for Devine, even though Emily Blunt, one of my favorite actresses.
Right.
Also, it would be really cool to see Danielle Brooks win. I know The Color
Oh, right.
Purple like kind of bombed, but I saw Danielle Brooks when she was on Orange is the New Black back when that show was like watchable in the first few seasons. And she was like always the highlight there. So,
um, have you seen any of the animated features?
let me scroll down to that. So I saw Spider-Verse. Remind me what's nominated.
Oh, Spider-Verse, Boy and the Heron, Elemental, Robot Dreams, and Nimona.
Oh, I saw Nimona. Nimona was really good.
You saw that?
I think, yeah, it was on Netflix back when I had Netflix. No, is definitely underrated. Like, I kind of just put it on, like Netflix kind of just put it out as like, its weekly release and didn't put much fanfare into it.
Yeah.
So I had it on as like background at first. I was like, whatever, it'll be like a kid's movie. But oh my God, like the middle and ending of that movie are so good.
I don't even think I've heard of that one, to be honest.
Yeah, I actually I couldn't tell you what studio did it. The animation style is cool. I do
Right.
like that we're breaking away from like the generic Disney 3D style. Like whatever movie has this style is automatically nominated.
Yeah.
Um, maybe it's less about or like maybe it's not about nominations, but like that's what the studio is. That's what the industry, I should say, is replicating. Like all these movies try to like kind of fall into the same art style. Like
Yeah, true.
not that Spider-Verse invented like, the comic book art style or anything like that, but I think Spider-Verse kind of showed that like a movie with an alternate animation style can do really well at the box office. Um, when we saw that with like Puss in Boots, the new one that came out,
Right.
which again was like, why is a Puss in Boots sequel like amazing? Like an incredible, literally I'd give it a 10 out of 10 movie. I,
Yeah,
I
you
rated like
told me that
five
you
stars
really
on
liked that.
Letterboxd. Like what? Like a sequel to a Shrek spinoff? Anyway, I don't know why I'm talking about that now. Um, but I don't know. I personally noticed like kind of a renaissance in like animated movies are allowed to just be more than like the generic 3D bubble style that I feel like was so prevalent in like the 2010s.
Yeah, true. Like the Pixar style.
Yep. Yeah, the Pixar style. So I'm gonna say Boy and the Heron wins actually. After all that, I'm gonna say the Boy and the Heron wins. Spider-Verse, the first Spider-Verse won, and that was kind of like an upset, but like I was so happy with that.
You don't
Second
think this
Spider-Verse,
Spider-Verse is gonna win?
if it's not Boy and the Heron, it will be this Spider-Verse, I think, and it still could, but I just think Boy and the Heron has a lot of momentum going for it, and
Right.
it just seems I haven't seen it. I really want to see it. I haven't seen it. Everyone who I know has saw it, just says it's like an experience. You know,
Yeah, true.
you okay there?
Yeah, I'm just dealing with it, you know.
Yeah,
I haven't seen Boy and the Heron, but I do want to see it because
yeah,
that's from Hayao Miyazaki or whatever,
yeah. So
and
what
he's a
what's
good
your prediction?
animator. I think Boy and the Heron as well. But
Yeah.
I mean, I was actually thinking it might be the Spider-Verse because I've seen a lot of people say that they really liked that one.
It's good. I mean, it's really good. I would say it's like as good as the first one. Um, I think the first one was just such a surprise, whereas this time it's almost expected that it would be this good. While Boy and the Heron is kind of like the surprise of the category in terms of like how unexpectedly or expectedly amazing it was. I don't know, but
Yeah,
yeah.
true. Um, well, the next one is cinematography.
Oh my God, I can't even find that. Oh, Oppenheimer.
You think Oppenheimer is going to
It's
win
so
cinematography?
Oppenheimer. If it doesn't win, I don't know what I'll do. I mean, I don't know why I'm so confident. Poor Things was also really good, and Poor Things might win too, but it's just Oppenheimer. It just is.
I just think Oppenheimer was like aesthetically boring.
I disagree. I disagree, by the way. uh,
I, I'm just gonna ride this hate train to the Oscars for Oppenheimer.
I think it's also like the odds-on favorite, by the way. No. I don't know. Like the explosion scenes were amazing. And the scenes where
Yeah,
it's like haunting him, he's in like the what is it that is it a school auditorium? I don't know why he would be there, but I think it was like that. And it's kind of just like flash between like explosions and everything's black and white, and like that was kind of
y-
amazing.
yeah. I mean, I guess.
I will say Poor Things had really good cinematography too.
Yeah, based on the trailer, it looks really nice. It looks like
Yeah,
it looks really good.
yeah.
Uh, what do you think? Who do you think is gonna win costume design?
Costume design. Where do I have that? I don't think I even predicted that. Okay, tell me what you predicted and also what's nominated.
Uh, well, it's Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Napoleon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. And
Poor Things.
You think Poor Things? I was gonna say Barbie only because of like the way it looks, I guess.
Actually, yeah, that's probably the better guess. I'll say Poor Things just so we're different on one, but yeah, either one is a good winner, I think.
What if
How did I miss that?
I mean maybe Barbie doesn't win this one.
I don't know. I actually feel there's not a lot of categories that Barbie can realistically win, and costume is definitely one, so they might just want to give it that just so it has at least one. That's my weird logic. But also, beyond
Right.
that, it's also just really good. So it kind of deserves it.
Yeah, true, true. The next one is directing. Did you actually do a
What
prediction for
if I
that?
was like, what's a director? What did you say?
Well, I think it's gonna be Nolan, but I kind of want Anatomy of a Fall to win that.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah, because I think
Okay.
that one I liked. I don't know. I really liked Anatomy of the Fall. Anatomy of a Fall.
Yeah. Um, I would be pretty happy with that, but it's not gonna happen. Um, it's Christopher Nolan. It's so Christopher Nolan.
It's like his year.
Yeah, it's so him. Um, I did put in my notes like Yorgos Lanthimos. Again, like I keep saying like I didn't like Poor Things and I keep complimenting it. Him winning would be really interesting just because I feel like he's been making like these interesting movies and he's like whether you and I like them or not, which we hated The Lobster. Do you remember that? Did we watch that together? And I was like, I can't finish
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, I hated The Lobster, but I do like his other I love Dogtooth and The Favorite.
I hated The Lobster. I loved The Favorite. I'm mid on Poor Things. Um, either way, like I think recognizing him here would be really interesting because I feel like this
Right.
is the movie where like people now know his name and know who he is, and like maybe they've heard of his other movies and they're now like, oh, so whenever I see a movie that looks like this, it's him. You know what I mean? Like he has like an
True.
established style, and
True. Yeah.
I feel like this was almost like his breakout year in that way.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree. He's already working on another movie with Emma Stone, I think.
Right. Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, and you know what? I'm gonna see that as soon as I can. Um, even if I don't know, even if I don't like all of his movies, like there's just something about his movies that I just want to like. I just want to see. Um, but yeah, it's gonna be Christopher Nolan. I think he's due. Like he was nominated for Dunkirk.
Right.
Um,
That was a good one.
yeah, I think it's just his time.
What about documentary feature?
Oh my God, I didn't predict it. I didn't know we were going to all of these.
Did you even see like any of the
No,
nominees?
I'm not a documentary watcher.
Really? I mean, some documentaries are pretty good.
Okay, tell me your prediction and then read them all, and I'm just gonna guess and see if I can get it.
Well, the only one that I've seen is 20 Days in Mariupol about the Ukraine war.
Oh,
Um, because that's like on YouTube for free.
okay.
But that's on there. To Kill a Tiger, Four Daughters, The Eternal Memory, and Bobby Wine.
Well, I'm just gonna go with the Ukraine one. They usually pick the one that's like socially relevant.
Right. Yeah, I
So
feel like it's gonna be the Ukraine one, which is why I wanted to at least watch that one.
yeah, was it good? What do you think of it?
Yeah, it was pretty good. They kind of it was actually like these Associated Press like journalists who were over there like during the war, which is like obviously still going on, but they were like putting out like photos and like videos, and the Russian government was trying to discredit them. And they were like
God.
they put out this documentary to kind of like show that like they didn't like fake this kind of stuff, that it was like actually real.
Yeah, it's gonna be that one.
Well, what do you think about editing? You think it's Oppenheimer?
Editing. It's so Oppenheimer. My only note is it editing is kind of Oppie's thing. It's my only note that I put there.
Right. I
You,
mean,
however,
no,
I
I
believe I read a certain letterbox review that said it's a montage. It's edited like a montage.
it is.
Not. It's non-linear. I'll give you that.
No, I do think it's gonna be Oppenheimer, but I don't. Actually, I think it's gonna be Oppenheimer because the rest of the category I don't feel like lives up to that. But
Yeah,
I just didn't like Oppenheimer. I don't know.
it's
It
fine.
rubs me the wrong way.
I don't know. I think he could have just told the story in like a flat way.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, that's not his style. I feel, I don't know, like for Dunkirk, for example, the three overlapping stories, that didn't work for me that much just because I felt like it
Right.
just added so much unneeded complexity to a movie that was already so like chaotic to understand.
Yeah.
For this, I feel like it just really enhanced the movie because it just shows like the before and after impacts of everything. And I think it adds so much context, like his relationship with like Robert Downey Jr. and Albert Einstein, all these other historical figures whose names I don't remember. Um, but I don't know. For me, like that's what made this movie was the way
Um,
that it was told.
yeah. Um, I do. I think my issue is that like part of the I don't know. Uh, uh, by the way, part of the explosion was like CGI, which is like fine with me, but like they just like pass it off like it's not, and that rubs me the wrong way.
Oh, I didn't know that. Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I watched this like behind the scenes video of it, and they kind of like layered a bunch of like explosion effects on top of it, and it
There
could have
was
been.
still like they were still like out there exploding things, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they did like a big TNT explosion,
Yeah.
which is cool. I wish that he went like bigger with it though, if it was gonna be
The
like
the thing the
real,
thing I
you know.
will say, and you have your opinion, it's fair, but did you see this movie in a theater?
No.
Yeah. Literally, I thought I was gonna die. Like literally, I was like, okay, I guess I'll just start melting soon. Like it was just so. It was unlike what I've like. I saw in like a big like one of the AMC theaters with like the tricked out
Yeah.
like I don't even know what they are. Like it was all about the sound system in there. Um,
Dolby
so
Atmos.
maybe I don't know. All I
I
know is
think
I
that's
pay
what it's
it.
called.
They charge like $5 extra per ticket on it. Whatever. Um, it was just genuinely awe-inspiring. Like my seat was shaking. Like I felt it in my core. Like I felt the noise. Not that that's editing, or maybe it is. Not really, but yeah.
Yeah, I
So
mean, I think that the editing was fairly good for I mean, and it's better. Some of these other ones, some of the other nominations are just like Anatomy of a Fall, and it's just kind of like, is there like a lot of editing that goes into this compared to like
so
Oppenheimer?
if you could give it to anyone, would you give it to Oppenheimer or someone else?
Yeah, I guess I would give it to Oppenheimer.
Yeah. Yeah. It's its thing. It's Oppie's thing.
Should we skip to Best Picture?
Oh, is that what's next on the website?
Well, there's a bunch of like smaller ones like music and set design and makeup.
Um, I have sound and score, if that's what you mean. That's
Yeah.
not music? Okay.
Well, yeah, they just called it music, I guess. I don't know.
Really? What the
Yeah.
heck?
It says music and then it says score in parentheses. And then music and then song.
I actually in my notes I was like, I'm gonna yield to what you say because this is like more your field of expertise. But I will say Oppenheimer is the odds-on favorite for like all of these, so I'm just gonna predict those, and I
Yeah.
won't be wrong.
I mean, yeah, again, it's like the other ones that are on there. It's just like foresee them winning. Although I'm Just Ken for original song could pull it out.
God, original song.
I'm just Ken, you
My
know?
note is if the Ken song wins, I might just Ken myself.
it's
Dude,
it's
fuck that song. It's not good. And Ryan Gosling is not a good singer.
yeah. I mean, it's just a funny meme though, right?
Okay, like yeah, sure, it is a funny meme, you're right. But that doesn't mean it should win an Oscar. Honestly, I do like the Billie Eilish song.
Oh, right, true.
And the moment that it was in the movie, it fits so well. I think I don't listen to Billie Eilish like at all, but she sounds really good on that.
Right.
Um, it's the perfectly written song for, I think she wrote it to match the movie. I also just completely made that up, but like in my head, that's what happened.
Yeah.
Because that helps me like it more. Um,
She's very
so
melancholy.
yeah, like I don't know, that song is just so much better.
I mean, yeah, it's just yeah, true. I guess like it from a song standpoint, it is a lot better.
Yeah. So that's my prediction as well, by the way. But like she won the Golden Globe or what like Golden Globe. Wait, did she win the Golden Globe? Is her Golden Globe for song? No, she won the Grammy. That's the music one. So I don't know. I think that song also has the
she
most momentum.
she won the Grammy. Oh, okay. I didn't know that she won the
Yeah.
Grammy though.
She won a Grammy. It was like movie song or song from movie or whatever. But she won that. In her acceptance speech, she was kind of like, I don't know why I won this, but thanks.
Because it's a good song, duh.
Yeah, it's a good song. Did you ever see the TikTok of like it's like this weird there's like this kid, I don't know what his life is. I don't know where he lives, but like it's his entire profile is just him singing to his goat. And like
Right.
he's singing that song to his goat and his goat is like euphoric. Like the goat like literally just lays its head against him when he starts singing. I wish I had a bond with an animal like that.
Right.
'Cause that's real. That's real.
Um, what is your best picture winner?
Okay. Should we save this for the end or should we just go for
Let's just skip to the end.
it? Okay. Guess what my best picture winner is?
uh Maestro.
Can you imagine? Imagine Maestro winning. I would literally be so I don't think I would ever pay attention to the Oscars again. I don't think I'd
um
ever see an Oscar on a nominated movie again.
I think you think that it's going to be Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
I want it to be Anatomy of a Fall.
I would like it. I wouldn't be upset, but it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if like they win all the other awards, like you have to give it to Oppenheimer.
I would say my research for Best Picture, I would say Oppenheimer is like by far the front runner. I'd say Poor Things, Holdovers, and Killers of the Flower Moon are like all kind of long shots, and anything else is basically DOA. Like Maestro and Past Lives are DOA. Barbie is like the longest of the long shots, but I don't know, it just doesn't really have like the hype or the momentum around it. So you say Anatomy of a Fall wins.
Well, I feel like it's gonna be Oppenheimer, but I want it to be
Yeah.
Anatomy of a Fall because I liked that movie and I think it
Yeah,
deserves it.
that's fair. I would say it's gonna be Oppenheimer. I'm okay with that. I'm pretty happy with that. If it was the holdovers, I think I would be pretty excited about that.
That is like a long shot for me for winning that.
It is. Um, it's not DOA. I still think Maestro, Past Lives, and
Yeah.
unfortunately Anatomy of a Fall, and maybe Zone of Interest are the ones that are just DOA.
What do you mean Anatomy of a Fall?
I'm going off of Vegas odds.
What is wait, what's not a DOA then?
Oppenheimer's the front runner. Killers of the Flower Moon is probably
Right, right.
in second, and then I would say Poor Things and Holdovers are long shots, and then Barbie is like barely not dead. It's the longest of long shots.
Right.
That's just my understanding. I could be wrong, but that's my what my research has led me to believe.
Well, Neon has won the last like four Oscar Best Pictures in a
Really?
row. Yeah, and they did
Oh my
Anatomy of a
God.
Fall.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Maybe
It's gonna be
maybe they
Oppenheimer though.
win. Right.
No, I would like it would be cool if Anatomy of a Fall won. I think that would just be like a cool kind of like out of the left field winner.
Right, right.
And I
But
can brag because I was the one who suggested all my friends see it.
right. You told everyone to watch Anatomy of a Fall.
Well, no, I like text my friends and I was like, let's go see this like French. I think it's a murder mystery movie. It's like not really a murder mystery, but I was like, I don't know what this is about, but let's go see it. I think it's French. And then like five of us went and they were like, you have such good taste.
Remember when we saw that like random French movie?
Oh my God. What was that called? It was like Let the Sun Shine In.
Yeah.
It was like us and like a group of old ladies.
Just like a random Tuesday
Yeah,
afternoon.
that was it was a pretty good movie.
It
I
was like
give
a
it like a
rom drum.
7.
Right.
A rom. Oh yeah, it was. Wasn't that when the actor comes back and he's like, I came back to fuck you, and then like
Yeah.
or something like that. Pretend that was a French accent, and then like we just would text that to each other like every day. By the way, speaking of us texting, there should be an entire podcast episode where it's just us like dramatically reading our texts. Don't you think?
Honestly.
I think our audience would multiply exponentially.
They'd be like, who are these guys?
It would be such a like I don't know, it'd be such an like an artifact to find on the internet of like just inexplicable without context. But anyway,
Well, um, so do you have any other ones that you picked out and predicted besides Best Picture?
uh we said director, yeah, screenplay. Um
Right,
Best
right.
original screenplay I gave to Anatomy of a Fall. The Holdovers is the odds-on favorite, which actually crap. Now that I've seen the Holdovers, I kind of want to kind of want to switch to that. Um,
Right.
but actually no. I'm gonna stick with Anatomy. Um, just like it was so like complex and like it was almost it
Yeah.
actually kind of reminds me of Oppenheimer in terms of like there were so many layers of the story that were like ongoing.
Yeah, true.
Um, like I don't know, the movie it did a really good job of like withholding information from the audience and like telling at the right time and like not necessarily in a linear way.
Yeah.
Like with the court case and like going back and like finding like all the arguments between like her and her husband.
Did,
Um,
did you see
yeah,
May December?
no,
Okay, good.
I don't have Netflix anymore.
It's
I'm
like
afraid.
a well, I think I already told you my thoughts on it. It's like a
You hate it. If you want to
yeah.
go off for a minute for the content, please.
Everyone thought it was like it was snubbed, but I don't think it was snubbed. I think that it shouldn't have been nominated for anything.
Oh, it wasn't nominated.
It
It
was
was
nominated for
definitely.
original screenplay.
Oh, I remember like seeing like hearing about it, you texting me about it, and I was like, if this is nominated for Oscars, like this might just be the one that I like skip, like Maestro, which by the way, also a Netflix movie. Um,
Yeah.
so I'm glad that's just off my conscience. I just never have to think about it again.
Everyone's gonna be like, you have to watch May December.
Uh, I'll think about it.
No, I agree. I really didn't like it. I do not like Charles Melton, by the way. Something he gives me bad vibes.
But what
We're gonna
else
like
was he
read
in?
Uh, I don't even know.
He was in,
He's
I don't know.
he's gonna
Wasn't he in
give
like a
us,
CW show?
yeah, probably. There's gonna be like some like allegation or something that comes out about him allegedly.
Oh my
But
God.
he just gives me that vibe. I mean, look at Jacob Elordi, you know? He just started like beating people up.
What? Did he really?
Yeah, I think he was like being investigated for like punching somebody, like punching like a interviewer or something.
Everyone saw Jonathan Majors and his career blowing up and was like, "Ooh, hold my beer. Let me do that." Damn. Speaking of Jacob Elordi, where is Saltburn? I feel like Saltburn should be nominated more.
Yeah, maybe for like screenplay or something.
Is it nominated for screenplay or no?
No.
I think Saltburn should be in the Best Picture category over Maestro.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I feel like Saltburn is a more original story and had like better performances, even though I didn't
Saltburn
see
was
Maestro.
Saltburn was just fun.
I felt a little off about Saltburn in some parts. Like I felt like the writing, I don't know, it was just weird. It was weird. I felt like Emerald Fennell was like trying to like
Yeah,
tell us like a certain thing, but then like didn't fully go in that direction.
I would say the ending was such a bomb. Like,
Yeah.
spoilers, but he was like, "Oh, it was my evil plan all along." Like, whatever. Shut up.
Yeah, exactly.
That
And
that kind of yeah,
I hated that she like over explained it at the end too. Like I hate
yeah.
when movies do that, like where they like you kind of get the point and then like they still spend like 25 minutes at the end like re-showing like everything you just watched.
Oh no, you're right. Like it was so obvious what the twist was, and then like
Yeah.
to have it go back all the way to like him planning his bicycle breaking down because I don't know, he somehow knew that Jacob Elordi would pass. Like that's when I was like, movie, come on. It definitely reminded me of Promising Young Woman, which by the way, I think it's been enough time that we can like start criticizing that movie without like fear of uh execution.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
that movie sucked. I hated it.
I didn't like I didn't like it either and I was pretty outspoken when it came
What a horrible twist that movie had. Oh my God, that movie was so bad, and you couldn't say it. You couldn't say it.
out.
I was too afraid. You could have
People
said
still
it.
can't say it.
No, you could have safely said it, but you had to come prepared. And if you said it on
Yeah.
Twitter, pre
Oh yeah, you're finished.
you get out of there, you know. Um, yeah, I don't know. But okay, despite that, I loved Saltburn for the first 97% of its runtime.
Right.
It was
And
really fun.
I liked the like more offensive parts.
Oh, the bathwater.
Yeah, and like the grave scene.
Maybe could have done without that, but nah, leave it in. Leave it in.
Yeah,
That's what makes it memorable. So,
I love that like Barry Keoghan's like, yeah, I just like did that while I was like on set impromptu, but I was like, wouldn't they like stop? Wouldn't like somebody like feel weird that he just like started whipping his peen out
I
like
feel like
mid scene if that wasn't planned?
once he said that, I feel like we are locked in on an unmovable timeline where we will see Barry Keoghan play Joker within our lifetime. Actually, I think that's
Right.
not even original thought because I think he was teased as that in the Robert Pattinson Batman movie.
Yeah.
But this just crystallized it for me. Which, by the way,
Yeah.
Barry Keoghan is, I like him.
Right.
I used to get really excited whenever he'd show up because I'd be like, yeah, it's the fucked up guy. Um, and by used to, I mean like even like a year ago, what was it? The Banshees of
Yeah.
whatever.
Inisherin.
Thank you. I would see him and I'd be like, yes. And like the movie with the Green Knight with Dev Patel when he showed up in that, I was like, oh my God,
Oh,
it's about to
right.
go down. And now I don't know. I'm just like, we get it, dude. Like you don't have to get naked. And like he was just on the cover. I was even fine with it in Saltburn. He was on the cover of like some magazine where he's just naked. I'm like, is this your thing? Like you want it to be your thing now? Like did you just show up for work and you just get naked and this is like I don't know. That I think like that I was just radicalized so quickly and so instantly, but I'm also being
Honestly,
hyperbolic. I really like him.
right. What was that one? Oh, The Killing of a Sacred Deer. That was he was good in that.
Right. Actually, I haven't seen that.
Is that Yorgos?
I think so.
Yeah, you should watch that one.
Okay, so that's better than the lobster.
Yeah, I think you would
Okay.
actually like Killing of a Sacred Deer.
Yeah, okay. So I definitely need to watch that one. It's been on my
It's like
list
a
for like literally 6 years.
it's like a regular movie. It's more normal than like his
Oh,
other
really?
stuff. I
Interesting.
think
Okay.
it's a little more accessible.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
What about adapted screenplay?
Oh, right, right. Well, uh, I guess Oppenheimer.
Yeah. My note is like, don't know what else it would be.
Um, well, do you think Barbie is technically adapted or is it
No.
not? Because I feel like people
Is
were
it in
like
the
saying that,
category for adapted?
yeah,
Adapted from what?
like the Barbie character, I guess.
Yeah, did that story happen in Barbie lore? It's not adapted. It's like it's an original story.
True.
That pisses me off.
Yeah, it's
Also,
an adapted.
calling Oppenheimer an adapted screenplay also a stretch. Adapted from real life.
Well, it's
Uh,
adapted from a book.
oh, okay. Well
You
then,
didn't know that?
no.
Oh
What
yeah, no,
if it just turns out that Oppenheimer really never happened? It's just a
it's a,
book.
it's like a biography or something. Like some guy wrote a biography about him, and then
Whoa.
they made the movie about it.
That's crazy. Okay, well, it's gonna win, so there you go. I literally like my logic, I was like adapted screenplay. Okay, it's adapted from real life.
I was looking up Zone of Interest more after I watched it, and apparently people are saying that the movie itself, is actually more historically accurate than the book that it's based on.
Oh,
So I don't know, like they I
sorry.
guess they went like more like they went like hardcore with like the elements, like even down to like the way things looked. I don't know, like
Yeah,
they really went hard to like make sure everything was just, like exactly the same.
that's cool. I like when movies do that. And speaking of zone of interest, like for best international film, like first of all, why is Anatomy of a Fall not nominated? It's international,
Right.
right? It's from France, right?
Uh, yeah, wait, where's that? I'm looking. Oh, international feature.
It's not nominated.
Right. Yeah, no, it's not. That's crazy. Maybe you can't nominate it for feature film if you nominate it for best picture.
But the zone of interest is nominated for international.
Right.
Which, by the way,
Right.
that brings up another point. Like, it's so awkward when a movie is nominated for like Best Picture and then is also nominated in its own category. Like,
Yeah.
like if an animated movie, for example, is nominated for Best Picture, like obviously it's gonna win that category.
Right.
You know, and
Right.
obviously the Zone of Interest is gonna win Best International because it's nominated for Best Picture and the others are not. That's
Yeah,
always been
true.
like a weird thing.
Society of the Snow was pretty good, by the way, if you didn't see
Yeah.
that.
Is that in theaters or is that on like streaming or anything?
It was on Netflix. It's a Netflix movie.
Ever since Netflix made a play to get into the award circuit, like,
Yeah.
fuck off.
I think that they just like bought that movie and just like put it on. Like I think it's like one of
Yeah.
the ones that like they made and then they just like someone else made it and they bought it. but it's a pretty good one. It's pretty accurate.
It's about eating people, right?
Yeah, they eat people. It's
Is it a
wild.
better show than whatever that Yellow Jackets? A better
Uh,
adaptation?
right. Well, Yellow Jackets is like completely different. That's like more like has like supernatural elements.
I know, but it was inspired by the same incident, I think.
Yeah, true, true. Yeah, the Society of the Snow is pretty good because it's like you're like watching them like go through all of this shit. It was a little long, but you're like watching them go through all of this torment out there.
Yeah. I just wanted to squeeze in a dig at the Yellow Jackets because the more I
Right.
think about this show, the less I like it.
You don't like Yellow Jackets?
No. It
Why not? Why?
um I I know the kind of show it is. It's gonna drag out the reveals for way longer than it needs to, just for the sake of having a long show. And
Right.
even by the end of season one, which by the way, did not watch season two, I'm not interested. The end of season one, it teased so much and then just never got back to it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Also, I don't know. I let's just stay on topic because I'm about to go on an entire rant about how bad this show was.
Oh, speaking of shows, do you want to talk about Succession next on our pod? Like on like another episode?
Yes.
Because we just finished that recently and it's on my mind.
The thing about you that is so funny to me, and what we when you texted me about this and you said something that you were like Kendall was the worst part of the show or something.
Right,
I was
right.
like, why does he always hate the best part of things? And literally the only two pieces of evidence I have for that are Kendall Roy and Emma Stone. That's it. But
Well, because
but
Kendall, his character is like, I don't know his character. Well, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. I have thoughts about
I'm so ready to fight you.
that.
By the way, this hat that I'm wearing, inspired by Kendall Roy's hat. It's actually not, but I realized
Right.
after I bought it that it looks like his hat that he wears. 25 bucks to compare to Kendall's, like I'm sure he spent like 900 bucks on like whatever.
You are a part of the Roy family.
I literally went as Kendall Roy to a Halloween party.
You're nuts. Just
He's
like in a suit. Like what the
no,
fuck?
like in like this hat and like that, like always wears like a blue jacket, like a I don't know,
Right, right, right.
like in his street clothes. But I was just gonna say something and I completely forget. Anyway,
Well,
oh, I was
um,
gonna say he fully embodies the trope of tortured poet with jet plane, with private jet, which is
right.
currently real life Taylor Swift. She's the only one I could think of.
You're nuts.
Shut up. No, I'm just
Isn't that like
kidding.
her? Isn't that like her new album? Though?
Yeah, she's going into her tortured poet era
Right.
while she has a private jet. And that's just it just reminded me of Kendall Roy because he so would.
Did you see the Eras Tour movie?
Of course I did.
Did
You know
you
I'm a
see it
big
in
Taylor Swift
theaters?
fan, right? Do you actually know that?
No. Well, now I know.
Really? It's so I mean, I guess we don't really talk about music that much, but
Because I like different music than
I know
you.
you yeah. Well, I don't know. You got me into He Is We when we were in high school or
Right.
whatever.
Now
Not
they're
that I
popping off on TikTok.
Yeah, not that I ever like really was into them, but I don't know. I listened to their songs. The Teacup one, I still remember all these years later.
Right.
I just like sang it beautifully right now.
um, I watched the Eras Tour movie because Ashley forced me to. But I sat
Is
there and I
Ashley a
watched the whole
Swiftie?
thing. Yeah. Secretly.
So you watched the whole thing. You gotta enjoy it to at least some degree.
I mean, I thought it was done well. It's just like I don't really care for her music, but I thought like the actual like I I could have seen it even like actually on there for like documentary feature or something for the Oscars.
Yeah, where's the Best Picture nomination, Academy? You scared? You scared Taylor Swift's gonna beat your precious little Oppenheimer?
She's gonna get
Grow
the
up.
EGOT. Right. Could you imagine?
She just wins a Tony somehow for like that movie.
Oh
It's
my
because
gosh.
that one where she's at that one song Tolerate It where she does the dining room table. It's like very theatrical, so they nominate it for that.
Right.
I'd vote for her. No, I wouldn't.
Oh my gosh. Well,
Um, we haven't talked about the biggest category of the night, production
what's the big
design.
oh right, the biggest category. Um I haven't seen Poor Things, but do you think Poor Things is gonna win that?
It's either that or Barbie. I think it's going to be Barbie. I think this is the one non-song category it can realistically win.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy is I watched this video of this guy like breaking down CGI in movies and in not like in a bad way but like in like a good way like in support of CGI because I agree that like CGI should be used more but he talked about Barbie specifically because everyone including Greta Gerwig was like oh yeah like we built all these sets and all this shit like we did all this like practically but then like a lot of it was like CGI'd in the final product.
Really?
Yeah, and they would like build like they would like build like part of the set and then like use like photogrammetry to like add like 3D elements to make them like
Hmm.
look more real.
I remember reading that like, and I don't even know if this is true or not, but like they like impacted the world supply of pink paint because they just bought so
It,
much of it to paint the sets.
right. Oh, and you know what else they did? They oh well, what Warner Brothers does, I guess they do this in all of their movies now. In the behind the scenes, if you get like the physical media and you watch the behind the scenes, they cut out the blue screen. Like they use like blue and green screens and then they edit them out to be either gray or just like the actual like CGI background for the
Well,
movie.
yeah, isn't that the point?
What do you mean?
Don't they use blue screen to like put backgrounds onto it?
Yeah, but what I mean is like in the behind the scenes videos, like where they should be showing like, oh, they used a
Oh,
blue screen, they edited it out to make it seem like they didn't.
okay. Like, first of all, why? Secondly, who cares? I don't care if movies use blue screen as long as they like use it effectively.
Yeah. No,
You know, as long
I
as the final
totally
product is
agree.
good. Like, who cares?
I just don't understand why they would do that either.
Yeah, that's weird. That's on them. Okay, well, you know what? Maybe give production to Poor Things instead if they're gonna be super weird about it.
Oh, right.
Take your little word away. Anyway,
Um, well, I mean, yeah, I think Barbie could win that one.
it's Barbie or Poor Things. I think Barbie will win. I guess I'm gonna keep my prediction that, but if Poor Things wins, I think I'll prefer that.
Yeah. Well, what do you think? Shall we end it there?
Wait, there's one more.
Like what? What am I missing?
Visual effects.
Oh yeah, that's a big one for me. Let's see. Where is
Godzilla
is that?
-1.
Oh, right. You think that one's gonna win?
I think so.
Oh yeah, I'm reading the yeah.
Is
W-
Oppenheimer in that category?
No.
It's not?
No, it's the creator, Godzilla, Guardians of the Galaxy, Mission Impossible, and Napoleon.
Uh, okay. Yeah, give it to Godzilla.
I
Wait,
haven't seen Godzilla yet.
why isn't Oppenheimer in that category?
I don't even know. Maybe they don't want you to think that. They want you to think that they didn't use any visual effects,
Visual effects. You're right. Okay. Yep. You're so right. Yep.
which
Um,
they did, by the way.
I know you. Second time you said that. Um, no, yeah, I haven't seen Godzilla, but I heard that it's really good, and they made it on a super low budget of like, was it $2 million or something insane?
Yeah.
1 million. So I think that'll win. That'll be
Um,
cool.
yeah, that would actually be a really cool win, especially because it's technically horror, and like they never give like anything to horror movies.
It's horror.
Well, technically, Godzilla was always like a horror character.
Oh, never thought like it's always an action thing.
Yeah. Well, wait, what is the Godzilla considered?
A
There's like a name
kaiju.
for yeah, kaiju. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like a horror
Oh,
character
okay. Okay. Yeah.
with
Interesting.
like Mothra and the other ones.
There's a three-headed one.
Yeah.
Hydra? Yeah.
Yeah, Hydra.
I never was really into Godzilla lore. Like I've barely consumed any Godzilla media in my life.
Um I watched like some of the original ones and the Godzilla 2000, which Godzilla 2000 is pretty good in my
Really.
opinion. Or no, not Godzilla, the Godzilla, the one that came out before Godzilla 2000, the American one
Whatever.
with Matthew Broderick. I think that's a
Never.
good one.
See, I just don't know. I actually saw the one with Bryan Cranston in it, whenever that was, whatever that was like 2014 or something.
Right.
It was so okay.
No, you have to go back and watch Godzilla from with like I think it's Matthew Broderick's in
Like actually,
it. Yeah, hold on, let me look. Let me look. I'm pretty sure he's in that.
like, are you making me do this?
Oh yeah, you have to watch it. Yeah, it's from 1998. That one. Matthew Broderick.
Is it on streaming?
Uh, maybe. It's on Apple TV. Which who
Ooh,
has Apple TV?
I did actually for like I bought like AirPods or something, and it was like, here's 3 free months. Um,
Right.
and honestly, like the content wasn't bad. I think they don't advertise their stuff, first of all. Oh, I mostly had it for Ted Lasso, just like everyone. I saw Schmigadoon in at least the first season of that. That was okay. There was
Right.
one really weird show where Haley Steinfeld played Emily Dickinson, and it was called Dickinson, and then like some rapper, I can't remember who the rapper was, but shows up and he's playing Death, but it's like so obviously the rap. It's like weirdly like anachronistic, like it takes
Right.
place whenever Emily Dickinson was alive. I don't know. Like I think the takeaway from this podcast is how much I just don't know about things. Um,
I don't
and
hate Haley Steinfeld or however you say it.
she's a good actress. She's
Yeah.
underrated.
I feel
Um,
like she should get more roles.
yeah, I agree. She was nominated for something. She was nominated for an Oscar for like when she was like 9, right?
Right.
For like some
I don't
movie. Yeah, so she's good.
but is it as good as Matthew Broderick in Godzilla?
Probably better.
Okay.
Bleh. No, I'm just kidding. Wait, randomly, can we just are we done with Oscars now?
Yeah, this is we're running out of time on this one.
Yeah. Um, maybe I'll just save this for no. I just want to say this now, actually. I know that you asked me if I had seen any movies. I saw Dix the musical last week. Have you heard of it?
Yeah, was that good? Ashley wants to watch that.
Depends on what your definition of good is. For me, it was hilarious, and I'm going to try to convince my friends to watch it. Um, It's so bizarre. Like it starts out just as like one musical and it's like like two guys and they're both in the sales department and they're like competing against each other and I don't want to spoil it but like by the end just that's completely irrelevant. It's just an
Right.
entirely different thing, completely inconceivably just different story. And the songs are just hilarious and the script was like written by someone who was like on acid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ashley really wants to watch that one.
You definitely watch it. Definitely watch it.
I
Maybe not
well,
sober.
I'm gonna tell her. I'm gonna tell her to that you said we should check it out.
And then you watch it and then we do an episode on it.
Right.
That's gonna be
A
the
full
best
episode.
episode that we ever do. Can we please? Can we do Succession and Dick's the musical?
Yeah, we'll do
And
that.
then the headline can be what's better, Succession or Dick's the
Oh,
musical?
right.
And then we debate, you know. Could go either way.
Right. Kendall Roy hat.
Anyway.
Well, yeah, well.
We just both are trying to wrap it up at the same time. Uh, well, eh,
Well, that has been
well, that
another
was it.
episode
That's another episode in the books.
of former
Former
critics.
Critics, the podcast.
Should we do a whole episode for Dix the Musical by itself?
Yeah.
We could do Succession and then like a whole episode about Dix the Musical.
And it's going to be our longest episode and also the most viewed, by the way.
Right. I mean, probably.
It actually might be because I looked it up on YouTube, like people discussing, and there's like 4 videos.
Right. Well, that
So
that would be good. That would be good to
it's a
get
wide
in on
open
that.
market.
Well, we'll definitely have to do it.
Yeah.
Well, it's been real.
Remember, audience, to
Safe
comment
words.
hashtag I made it
Right, right,
and leave your safe word. This discussion, we're so lucky we got through this without a safe word.
right.
We're so lucky.
Honestly,
Honestly, like we're
I almost had
podcasters
to turn off the screen.
out here risking our lives, and that like this could have gone bad.
Right.